We've been talking about New Jersey's drought warning. Let's zero in on this. The rainfall deficit over the past 3 months in Trenton, almost a foot. In Millville, 9.46. The deficit in Wildwood, almost 10.5 inches. Atlantic City, 8.8. Philadelphia, 9. And in Reading, 10.82. We desperately need the rain. The drought monitor will be updated. It gets released once a week on a Thursday morning, so it'll be updated in just a few hours. We do still have that extreme drought through South Jersey, so now we want to see, did that grow? Did it expand even more? Here's rain that we desperately need, but as this rain approaches our region, just kind of falls apart. Maybe later tonight we scrape a little shower in the city, but Matt, it's more south and west of the city that gets that rain out there today. We'll talk more about that and the forecast ahead in just a few minutes, Matt.
Gotcha, Karen. Over to Karen Rogers. I pulled out the winter coat, the true winter coat, for the first time this week.
You needed it, and yesterday morning as well. It's kind of equally chilly out there early this morning. Temperatures in the city have risen a couple degrees over the past couple of hours because that's the way of the cloud cover. Clouds insulate the atmosphere. Yesterday was nice and clear, so now 41 degrees, mostly cloudy skies as you're heading out. Winds aren't bad. They're out of the northeast at 9, but there are a lot of suburbs that are a lot colder than that. So yeah, grab that warmer jacket as you're heading out. Another difference today, look at the cloud cover. Some peaks of sun now. It's a really pretty sunrise out there with these high clouds moving in, but pretty quickly it turns just cloudy today. And temperatures struggling to respond very much with all the cloud cover. So at 10 it's 44, at 1 it's 49, at 4 o'clock it's 51 degrees as you're rising and shining and making yourself that good big plate of breakfast. Here's what you can expect the next couple of days. So 52 degrees, the forecasted high today. Yesterday's high was 51, so kind of similarly chilly, but with those clouds, I think it feels even cooler. Typically, we'd see a high of 56, so we've been below average the past couple days, but we are switching that trend and turning things around a little bit. We'll talk about that as well as a chance for any showers in the Eagles game. That's all coming up in the 7-day in just a minute, guys.
All right, thank you, Karen. Up there, Karen Rogers.
It is. It feels like November, right on schedule. I'm liking that part of it, but make sure you're dressed accordingly. Now, it's chilly out there. It's actually not as cold as it was yesterday morning, but it's cool nonetheless with that temperature hovering around 40 degrees in the city. We're seeing some peaks of sun right now. It's actually really pretty out there at the moment. At 8 o'clock, it's 42. At 9, it's 45. Overall, though, a lot more clouds than we saw yesterday. Make sure you've got the hat, sort of a warm jacket on the kids. Make it the Eagles gear for sure. Here are those clouds that have rolled in overnight. And then we can see that rain, much needed rainfall. I mean, they've got areas of yellow, really heavier downpours well to the west, but it kind of falls apart before it does much in our region. If you're in the western suburbs, especially, or southwest of the city, a good shot of seeing a couple tenths of an inch of rain. This is a look at 8, 9 o'clock at any point this evening, especially in the western suburbs. You see it in Lancaster, in Reading, through much of Chester County and extreme southwestern South Jersey. And this is at 9 o'clock at night. But then we advance this a little bit, maybe 10, 11 o'clock in the city. You could squeeze out a shower, but then it just kind of falls apart. So we've got that shower chance in the city, but that's late this evening and into tonight. In the Lehigh Valley, cloudy skies, 48, 52 in the city, 54 at the shore, with a better chance for seeing showers in your western suburbs and southwest of the city. But we could squeeze one out in the city. So as you're heading to the Eagles game, be prepared for that. If it's in the 40s and you get a shower there, it's not going to feel great. So have that poncho ready. Cloudy and cool at the afternoon tailgate and 51. At 8:15, it's chilly, about 46 with maybe a sprinkle, probably a better chance for a shower on the drive home, and 44 degrees. So especially at the end of the game, could have that chance for a shower. Tomorrow that low pulls out of here. The high tries to pull in. We turn bright pretty quickly, but you see the pressure gradient difference between the two, kind of a wind tunnel effect. Turns windy Friday and Saturday. Here's your exclusive AccuWeather 7-day and evening. Shower around 52 degrees for your high. Tomorrow, turning bright but turning kind of windy with a high of 59. We start the increase in temps. You really feel it by Saturday, but there is going to be a gusty breeze, even windier on Saturday for that Temple game, but 62, pretty comfortable. And Sunday, kind of a milky sky with those high clouds, but still pretty mild temps and 64. Monday is kind of the peak of the warmth, 67 degrees. That's a good 12 degrees above average. On Tuesday, it's mostly sunny skies on Tuesday, and we're looking at temperatures at that point, 61 degrees. Wednesday, partly sunny skies, and it's 62 degrees with increasing clouds. Those 60s, though, they don't last. Looks like we drop back down to even the lower 50s shortly after that. So some cool weather coming in.
Turn on the fireplace.
She's got her flannel PJs laid out, ready to go.
Well, he worked his.
I thought I've seen everything, by the way.
All I know is the aliens are just like, I don't know whether to cry or bring popcorn. Watching these.
Not interested.
They're watching and laughing.
Yeah. Take your popcorn to the Eagles game tonight and take a blanket too.
Yes,
maybe, right?
that's a good, and a poncho, because you could get a sprinkle during the game. But guys, look at this shot I've set up for you. We're looking live over the Commodore Barry Bridge. Isn't it a beautiful start to the day? So we see that sun getting ready to rise officially in about 15 minutes at 6:45, kind of glinting off the clouds. The high clouds are rolling in. Temperatures are not quite as chilly as yesterday because those clouds that have rolled in help to insulate the atmosphere. That's like that blanket that Matt was talking about bringing to the Eagles game. 41 degrees the current temperature. Winds out of the east-northeast, pretty light at 9 miles an hour. But even though we're in the 40s in the city, we're at the freezing mark in Tabernacle, barely above it in Millville, added in Middletown, in Chalfont, in Allentown. So grab that heavier jacket as you're heading out. Satellite and radar showing, yeah, there are the clouds that rolled in. Here's the rain that's not that far off. But it looks like it mostly hits south and west of the city, kind of falls apart near the city itself. You're dry through the early afternoon. This doesn't happen until this evening and tonight, but pretty cloudy through the region. The Lehigh Valley, 48, 52 in the city, 54 at the shore. So you could get a shower tonight in the city, Matt, but it looks like those western suburbs really get the better chance of getting some of that rain.
We're kind of getting into blanket season, aren't we? Yeah, chilly out there again this morning, Karen. And
Found some tailgaters out there early. It's cold. How about that game later on tonight?
I've just been thinking I'm doing my life wrong, that I'm not sitting outside getting ready for a 12-hour tailgate, you know, with the green beard. I'm that guy. I'm going to think about him all day. Good morning, everybody. For the game tonight, we can't rule out a shower, so hopefully you bring that poncho so you're prepared for that. For now, I want to talk about the tropics because, I mean, we're still talking about the tropics this late in the season. We have a new tropical depression. This area of low pressure just became Tropical Depression 19. Let's see where it's going to go with the spaghetti plot models. It at one point had looked like it was going to take a turn maybe and head right towards southern Florida. It may still impact that, but right now you can see the spaghetti plot models have it going over the Yucatan Peninsula, becoming likely a hurricane. It would be named Sarah if it does before entering the Gulf, and you see the curve of that. We'll have to see who that impacts next, and that will be next week. So something we're watching very closely. We're not done with hurricane season just yet. Right now we're seeing some peaks of sun. We have a lot of clouds. Temperatures holding around 40 in the city this morning. At 8 it's 43, at 10 it's 44. Kind of a slow climb up with all these clouds. At lunchtime it's just 48, and your high today in the afternoon reaches just 52, and that's a little bit below average. Watch for that evening shower. I'm going to break it down for the Eagles, get you ready for that, and show you Future Tracker to see who has the best chance of getting that shower. That's coming up in just a little bit. That happens this evening and tonight. So, yeah, during the game, Matt.
Yeah, you got to be ready for that. Thank you, Karen. Able to tell the difference.
Santa ravaged my car.
Such a great idea. I like the elf idea, Matt. Good morning, everybody. We saw that pretty shot of Sky 6 go by very quickly. Here, there it is, of the sunshine trying to get to rise out there. Those high clouds starting to move in as well. So currently a little chilly out there this morning as you're heading out the door. Let's talk about what you can expect and turning milder over the next few days. So we really have a trend where today it's chilly, but starting tomorrow we start our milder trend. Saturday's high is 62, Sunday 64, Monday 67. By then the typical high is just 55. So we're some 12 degrees above average. Even though it's been below average yesterday and today, we've got a real change coming in the forecast. And I like you to be prepared and kind of look ahead. I know I always need a little time to plan what I'm going to wear, what the weekend's going to be like. So as we look at these numbers over the next 10 days, you can see, sure, it's chilly today. We start that climb up steadily over the next few days, peaking with Monday, that high of 67. Then we likely stay in the low 60s for part of next week, which is still relatively mild for this time of year. But then it starts to dip, perhaps as low as maybe 50 or 55 by next Saturday. So we start to see a real change. Some models hinting by Thanksgiving we could be in the 40s. So don't get fooled when it starts to warm up. It doesn't stay that way. Satellite and radar right now showing the clouds that rolled into place. Here's this cold front that we're tracking. We really could use that rain if it hits our area, but it kind of falls apart before it gets to most of the region. So ahead of that, we're seeing some peaks of sun, rather chilly this morning, the low 40s, cooler in the suburbs. At lunchtime, it's 48. At 2 o'clock, it's 51, holding in the low 50s this afternoon. At 6 o'clock, it's 48. At 8 o'clock at night, it's 47. So then we track those showers moving in. If you're in the western suburbs, a better chance to get them. Here you can see it in Lancaster, through much of Chester County. In Redding, it's starting to get wet. This model suggesting 8 I would say anytime during the early or mid-evening hours, you can start to see that. Still dry in the city, but then we watch it get ever so close. Looks like it just hits the city maybe 10, 11 o'clock. You got a shot for a shower during the game, and then it kind of falls apart through the region. So it never quite progresses too far east, but we do have a shot for that shower during the game, so be prepared for that. So you're looking at the game forecast, you can see those temperatures in the upper 40s. Tailgate is no problem for the early evening. The start of the game, 8:15. It's around 47 degrees and cloudy skies. At 9, 10, 11, you've got a shot for that shower. More likely just a couple of sprinkles, but do be prepared for that, so you don't want to be wet and chilly out there. Here's your exclusive AccuWeather 7-day forecast. An evening shower, especially south and west, and 52. Tomorrow the winds pick up. We go from clouds to sun. It's 59. It's a nice afternoon, but kind of a gusty breeze. Pretty windy on Saturday, 62. Otherwise nice for the Temple game. Sunday, more clouds, but still mild temperatures. It's a good weekend, 64. On Monday, that's when we peak at 67 degrees. Then we start to fall back down to the low 60s. Monday and Tuesday. By then it's partly sunny skies. So overall, I mean, we're still talking about a pretty dry 7-day forecast.